Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. I'm Proto Mario, and today's video is a complicated one, but dumbed down. Put simply, just because you have better hardware does not mean you will win. So, I want to really hit a couple points hard in this video to make a lot of people out there understand that didn't grow up in the 90s. A lot of you didn't, and that's okay. You can't control that. I mean, if we could all go back in time, everybody knows you would go back to the late 80s and live it up until 2005-ish. But I digress. At any rate, guys, there's a few things a lot of people don't understand when discussing different consoles and things of that nature. The biggest thing is that everybody says that I am biased being for Microsoft Xbox over the PlayStation 4. Now, whether or not it's fanboy bias that are saying I'm biased, that's not the matter at hand. The matter is that people say I'm biased towards Xbox. What is the logic and reasoning behind this? Because I cover stories in a certain way that make it seem like I'm biased, which I honestly don't see how is true, but I will humor you. So let me confirm your biasm only slightly before showing evidence as to why I am not being biased. So first things first, I have two Xbox 360s. One is for recording because it is exceedingly easier for me to record off of an Xbox 360, and it is exceedingly cheaper. You can purchase a used Xbox 360 online right now for about $70, as a ps4 will run you just a little bit more. Back in the day, the original arcade Xbox 360s were a lot cheaper than, well, let's say the PlayStation 3. I keep confusing PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, so please forgive me when I reference them. I don't know why. But it's just for recording. That's all it is for. It's just for background footage. I record my reviews of PlayStation 3 games a different way. So, my recording Xbox has barely any games on it because it's just for recording. I don't keep data on it. It's simple. My actual Xbox has about 250 plus games. I mean, that's just how it is. I have a bunch of games for it because I use my recording Xbox to record. You know? But that's not to say I don't have all the exclusives on the PlayStation 3. Because I have Ni no Kunai, Wrath of the White Witch, Bleach, Soul Resurrection, Killzone 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Infamous, you know. I've got all the exclusives for the PlayStation because I really like those games. They're really freaking fun. In fact, the only reason I never played the PlayStation 3 that much is because I just absolutely hated the controller. I just couldn't do it, guys. It felt like I was breaking it in my hands, and my thumbs kept slipping off the thumbsticks. So, recently I purchased a device known as an HDE adapter that allows me to attach a wired Xbox 360 controller and use it with my PlayStation 3. Now, while some games don't work with it, like Killzone 3, which requires you to move the controller, most of the time I can bypass those points by using a controller for those small sections. Annoying, but oh well. But minor gripes aside, I still use my PlayStation a lot. I had PlayStation Plus for quite some time, and downloaded a number of games and played them on the PlayStation 3. They even have tons of PlayStation reviews and PlayStation 3 games reviewed. If you don't believe me, just check. But that's not the point of this video. I know I got off on a tangent a little bit, but if you just stay with me, you'll understand. A lot of people say I'm biased towards Xbox, and that may be justified or not, in your opinion. That's okay, because I'm not. I just cited an example as to why I'm not. But when I cover news stories, and I'm not so harsh on Xbox about their hardware issues, and I'm kind of harsh on PS4 about their hardware issues. Look, first, PS4 was the first one out. So their hardware issues get exposed earlier than the Xbox One's. Yeah, sure, the Xbox One has hardware problems. Okay, you know, discs are getting eaten. There's hard drive issues. The PS4 has hard drive issues. Who cares? Many people are saying I'm biased towards the Xbox One because of various reasons. But most notably, they say that the PS4 is better because of its hardware. How truthful is that, really? I mean, does that necessarily make it better? And if so, does that make it better than a PC? Of course, everyone will sit there and say, oh, no, PS4 will never be better than PC. But why not? Doesn't it have better specs than a lot of PCs out there? Aren't a lot of lower-end gaming PCs blown away by the PS4? I mean, truthfully speaking, let's just say I'm not hating on PCs. I mean, I have an octa-core processor right here. I love playing Spelunky on my octa-core processor with my high-end graphics card and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Well, yeah, whatever. It's just funny because people would think I would hate on PC elitist when I am, in fact, a Steam user with over 100 games on Steam. But that's my point exactly. The PC is way better than the consoles. So, why hasn't the PC won? I mean, Steam has big picture mode. All you have to do is turn on your computer, launch Steam. If Steam launches automatically and pops up, you literally don't even need to do anything but just keep your virus software up to date. If you never go on the internet with it and all you do is use Steam, then you're pretty much set. Hook it up to your TV, put a controller, a wired Xbox controller to it, boom. Got yourself a console that looks great and acts great. But it doesn't win. Why? Why doesn't a PC win out? It has better hardware, right? So why isn't everybody buying a PC right now instead of a PS4 and Xbox One? Of course, there's many reasons, but I'm trying to make the comparison that hardware doesn't automatically win. Okay, so the PS4 can do 1080p. Okay, so the PS4 has somewhat faster, better hardware. Somewhat, relative. Look, percentage-wise, if you really can't tell the difference between the games, then what's the point? There's a few things I want to point out with this. My main argument with this is one thing. Remember when I referenced the 90s and the 80s in this video earlier? Well, going back, there were many consoles that were using new technology. Full motion video, CDs, compressed images, and most of them look like crap. I'm just going to be honest with you, they looked like garbage. The 3DO was trash, the Philips CDI was trash, the Atari Jaguar was trash, and the Atari Jaguar CD was even more trash. It even looked like a toilet, if that tells you anything. But then, Sega actually had a decent CD console, except that they trashed on it themselves by saying a new console would release next year, and another new console down the road, and another one, and another one. So it broke confidence with the market with Sega. I mean, after you release 3 or 4 consoles in a row, keep promising that this is going to be the new big one that you're going to ride out for a while, and it's not. It doesn't exactly instill confidence with your market. So what happened with all those consoles? Well, you say, Proto Mario, that was a different time, a different age. I'm not so sure. Markets change, economics go up and down, but these systems are selling in millions. Okay? So, what's the difference? People are getting them in their hands. It doesn't matter if one is better than the other. People are still buying the other one that is not as good. And on top of that, I'd like to address the third-party software developers. If you guys are so idiotic to think for 1 second that Activision and every other Call of Duty developer would not develop and publish games on the Xbox One simply because the PS4 is more powerful, you are beyond ignorant. They might not develop for the Wii U because it's extremely hard to develop for the Wii U and they have no idea what they're going to do with the Wii U pad. That is quite understandable. However, that's not the case, because you can see that Call of Duty Ghost is on the Wii U, the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4. So my entire point is that third-party developers will dictate the success of any console. There are core important parts to a console's success. The fact that the console works is probably number one. After that, the controller would be number two. Once you have those down pat, you're almost home free. All you need are games. Even an offline system today would more than likely succeed as long as it had killer games that were just freaking awesome, blowing your mind at every turn. While that may be a statement that will never be resolved or tested because no system is completely offline anymore, the fact remains that you need good games for your system to work. So as long as there's third-party developers, the third-party developer will be limited to the least powerful system, which is not the Xbox One, but the Wii U. And not trashing on the Wii U, but let's just face it, it is not as powerful as the Xbox One or ps4. Therefore, if it's a multi-platform developed game, they will not spend all their time developing it for the Wii U and then specifically develop it for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. You guys have to understand these core principles and concepts to get this. I cannot break it down any more simple. It's just the fact that better hardware does not automatically make you a winner. Regardless of if you agree with me or not, please drop a comment in the section below. I've been your host, ProtoMario. Please tell me, guys, if you lived through the 90s, if you lived through the age of the Atari Jaguar, the 3DO, the Philips CDI, the Gizmondo, please write your testimony in the section below. And that's not a strike at church or a slight or a joke. I'm dead serious. Tell these people who did not live through the 90s what it was like being blown up with this new technology and having these better systems get defeated by simple 16-bit graphics like the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, and then eventually the N64 and PlayStation. So I'm ProtoMario, and I'm signing out once more. Please leave your comments in the section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. And now, time for a service announcement from the Maverick Army. Tired of the norm? Is it time for a revolution? Join the rebellion and become a Maverick today by subscribing to ProtoMario. Remember, together we can create a new world order of gaming. Mavericks unite.